Good day, YouTube. This is a Saturday. It's June 3rd, 2017. And I'm working on the old 65 Boyertown Stepvan. It's a kind of an overcast day today. It was actually sprinkling this morning, but I'm sure the sun will be out shortly. What are we working on? Well, today is engine day. This is what I believe to be a 306 truck 4-speed and converted to propane at some time in its life. I first thought this engine was a transplant, but however, 65 was the first year for the 240 and 306, and I honestly don't know if it's a 300 or a 240. And I did a little research on the internet. They said they're exactly the same block. There's nothing you can look at to tell the difference. You're going to have to pull a plug, use a wire to measure the stroke to figure out what that engine is. So that's on the agenda today. I got to put plugs in it anyway. So I have begun the day draining the water out. I actually had to remove the petcock on the radiator because it was kind of stripped. And I've pretty much got the heater hoses all disconnected. Y'all, get out of there. I'm just going to toss them out here on the ground. Y'all know when you work on stuff like this, don't throw anything away till it's all back together. You might need something. So the radiator hose routing was, and I did a video on it so I can remember at the end of the day. So from the water pump outlet, which is like that piece of pipe there, it came up here and there was a T. It went both to the heater, which routes inside and sits over there on that corner by that vent. I have another video where I rebuilt that over the winter. And then, but it goes through the mixer on the propane carburetor system and then back to another T. I think I'm going to route that differently. When you have T's and things, it's just one more opportunity for a leak. I think I'm going to go straight from the water pump through the mixer onto the heater core and then back to the area right there by the thermostat and back to the radiator. So I don't think that little mixer is going to take that much heat out of the water, and I'm not really going to drive this thing much in the wintertime anyway, so I think simpler is better, and we're going to do that. So I did go to Napa yesterday and got radiator hoses and fan belt. This could have had one or two belts on it, so I just got them both for now. I wanted to get the alternator. He wanted to see it. The alternator's worked, but it's old, and I'm going to be using this thing, so when I'm working on them, I mean, what the heck, take the alternator out and replace it. It's probably $50 or plus or minus, and then you're good to go, and you got something decent. The spark plug wires, they're not crispy or anything, they're too long, so what I'll probably do is go through them and rebuild them, shorten them up and put them back on. I got a cap and rotor, and I ordered a Pertronix igniter, electronic ignition, and we're going to upgrade to that. It didn't arrive yet, however, and I forgot to pick up a new coil. I'll have to look on the shelf, see if I have one, and we'll replace the coil as well. Then it'll all be new. Then we'll clean up this motor. It's mostly rust, and there's not a bunch of oil and stuff on it, so sometimes they're more fun when they leak, because then you just got to clean the gunk off of them. But in this case, I got some rust, and I'm not going to be crazy with this thing, but I do want to put some paint on it and make it presentable. So we'll get some Castrol Super Clean and scrub that down and let it dry today, and get some paint on it today. The oil in it looks like brand new, but for those of you that don't know, when you run the engine on propane, it doesn't leave any residues and gooks behind. So look how clean that oil is. But the oil filter is about to rust off. We're talking 20 years or something that filter's been on there. Of course, this thing's been stored forever. Hasn't run. The oil looks spotless, yet the oil filter's been on there so long it's about to rust away. But we'll get the oil changed and fresh antifreeze in it. If we get time this weekend, we'll check the transmission, probably just change the gear lube in it and the rear end as well. Then the goal is to get the rest of the exterior lights, turn signals, tail lights, that kind of stuff on it. I'm not going to worry about clearance lights right now because we're going to put hundreds of them on. But to get the thing road legal worthy, get it on the trailer, get it down to local front end alignment and brake shop that I've been going to forever and get them to do the big nasty dirty work. I just don't have the time, and by gosh, don't want to do it. So that's what we're doing today. I look forward to an update, because on the update this work will be done. For those of you who haven't worked on a step van, some things can be kind of easy to work on, but boy, many things are kind of a pain in the butt. You either have to go down underneath and reach up, or go down from the top and reach down. And well, that's just going to be the way it is. So we'll look forward to the end of the day when we have this project done. So with that said, thanks for watching, comment, and subscribing. And I'm going to get to work.